To do was just walk through my process of finding new bikes to work on, new bikes to flip, obviously. I'm going to do this in OfferUp. You can do it obviously within Facebook as well, and maybe Nextdoor or whatever application you're looking for postings on. But I primarily use OfferUp, and then Facebook is my alternate. So what I do, and you can do this a lot of different ways, but you can simply start by typing in bike or bicycle. For me, we're over here again in Southern California, Rialto, San Bernardino area. I'm going to change the radius. So I want to look within maybe 10 miles. And then let's just say I'm looking for anything under $60. You don't want to put zero or one, because a lot of times they'll put high end pricing or, high end listings for $1 just to get people to click on it. So I usually go $2 to 60 if I'm looking for just really cheap items. You're going to see listings here, and then you're going to see a bunch pop up. So when I'm looking for adult bikes 24 and up, being 24 inches and up. So 24, 26, 29 inches, 700, and even some 650Bs have made their way onto here now. The kids' bikes, unfortunately, this is probably never going to sell unless you have a really specific buyer that wants to come and pay $20 for this bike. Maybe it's discontinued. Kids' bikes just plague me. I have a little 18-inch that I have posted for $5. Nobody wants it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So when I'm looking, I'll click into this bike, for example, $60. So definitely within the realm of possibility. However, you zoom in and you start to see, in this case, I'm seeing paint defects. Not the end of the world, but the looks are really going to sell the bike. And at $60, there's not much money for me to make here. So I'm going to pass on it. A realistic price for me would be as if they listed it maybe 30 or even 45 and I can talk them down. This type of bike I've sold anywhere from 160 to 200 during the pandemic. And yeah, unfortunately, this one's a little too much, but it's not too far from where I'm at. So maybe I'm going to monitor it. And the way you can monitor it and the way I do it is I just add it to my saved list. And then I periodically check back to see, hey, did this price drop or not? So that's just one example. Depending on the season, too, I might want to hit the beach cruisers a bit more. So looking at all of them, $50 to 70, 80 is usually what I'm going to get for these anyway. So I'm going to have to pass on those. You could be more stringent with your filtering, obviously, but sometimes you find some good deals. This is one that I actually have already saved. So this is a beach cruiser. I'll zoom in here and show you for $40, and there's a couple other bikes that come with it. Kids bikes though, so really it'd just be for parts. But as I'm checking out this beach cruiser, I'm looking for the tires. It's hard to tell here, but they look okay. They might not be the best quality of tires. The rims look good. They don't appear to have any rust except maybe around like the spoke nipples. The grips would have to be replaced. Have to cut off that bike lock, some fresh grease, and probably more than likely just have to replace the chain. So if we buy it for 40, and I'll show you the other bikes, this bike is basically trash, unfortunately. Maybe get $10 for the rims if we're lucky. And then this just goes straight to the garbage, unfortunately, too. So here's another view of the beach cruiser. The chain definitely looks rusty. So this type of beach cruiser, I would say is more than likely going to be sold for like 60 or 70 if we're a little bit lucky there. So let's call it 70 minus $40 is only 30, and then the chain is 10. So you're already looking at barely a $20 profit, and it's really not worth your time. Now, if this bike came with another bike that was actually intact for this price, it would be worth it, but I wouldn't say go and waste your time on it, and I'm not going to waste my time on it. I like looking for group sales too. So this is a bike package in terms of that they're selling two. So it just helps out when you're traveling to go get the bikes to come back with more than one. Again, starting looking at the rims. Rims look okay. Counting the cables and looking at the brakes. So I see the the brakes on there. I see the cables. Cables are probably gonna have to be redone, but in terms of hardware, I don't have to buy anything. You'd be surprised how many times brakes or the actual shifters are missing off these types of bikes. So let's see here. Okay, 25 each. So I would not pay 25 each. I think most I would probably pay is 15. So I'm looking at offering them maybe 30. And I know they're not going to want to do that initially, but it's something that I might want to watch for. So I'm going to add this to my bikes and then just check back in on them in a couple days, a week. And if it sells great. And if not, we'll give them some time and then make them an offer after they haven't sold. So just continuing down here, like this one is a good example. A couple days ago, it was $50. Now it's 40. So the seller's getting frustrated. Nobody wants to buy it. And I mean, I said in a couple of the other videos, nobody's really buying. I guess you'd call them. What do you call them now? Oh my god, what did somebody say the other day? So you have like electric and manual bikes. Nobody's buying traditional manual bikes anymore. So here's a giant mountain bike, but it is tore up. Unless you got some sentimental value in it, I don't think it's really worth putting back together. There's a nice little kid's bike. Again, $50. I feel like all these prices are wildly inflated. This is kind of cool. 20-inch chopper. Oh, and it's got red spokes too. That is not bad. In terms of the price, I don't know if it's really worth it, but I could tell you I don't think I've ever seen one this small before. Usually see the Stingray choppers. That was kind of cool. All right. This one's marked half off. $30. Try and zoom in a little more. So there's a fixie. Rims look okay. Tires look okay. Obviously, that chain is just disgusting, and it's probably not salvageable. So, all right, so let's run through the numbers here. They've marked it down. We could likely get it for 20. Let's assume it's somewhat close to where we are. So, $20, we're looking at selling it for probably 70 or 80. Let's call it 70. So 70 minus the 20 is 50. Let's say it's $5 in gas or miscellaneous, even $10. That brings us down to 40 minus the chain. So I mean, there's still a little bit of money here. Preferably, you'd want to be multi bike deals, multi bike packages to make it worth your time. Here's another good one, and I think I did mark this one, so it's probably time to ask them if they're ready to part with it. Yeah, this one just needs a chain, probably a cable or two. Um, I don't know, maybe all four cables. So, let's see, cables, chain. So that's 20, 50. There's probably still $40 worth of profit here if you could do it quickly. Yeah, those noodles look a little rusty too. So, this is my basic process. Just browsing through here. Some people scroll through social media. I scroll through Facebook and OfferUp looking for deals. This is kind of cool too. You'd see it's got the chain guides on there for the one by. I can't fully see what that derailleur is, but it looks like an older style derailleur. But this is a nice little specialized bike. The shocks are probably good. I honestly haven't really encountered any higher end bikes that have issues with. Oh yeah, it is. That's an old Tourney. Oh wow. I wonder how old this bike is. But like I was saying, I've never really encountered a higher end bike on OfferUp that the shocks were bad. Now, I also haven't gone up to like the several $1,000 bikes to purchase anything, so I can't say it's a rule of thumb, but generally it's pretty good. And this is the the bike I was mentioning earlier. This is the 18-inch rally I have. and for $5. Nobody wants it. It's just sad. Just sits up in the garage and takes up space. So, anyways, I just want to make a quick video about how I do this process, and then hopefully we'll have a new one here before too long, to where we can do another rebuild series. So, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, if anything, some small tips and tricks for working with OfferUp. But yeah, thanks.